Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you can be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, available wherever podcasts can be found. And of course, taped live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. Hopefully everybody out there had a pleasant weekend. And then of course tonight on the Twitch, we've got Raw to look at. There's a lot of stuff coming up. We've got the Dark Side of the Ring debuting this week. I think the first Pillman episode is up on their YouTube channel right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it the whole episode or just part of it?
Well, so Pillman's a 2-part episode, I think, and this is 46 minutes, and so I think it says, I think in the description it says full episode, so I think maybe it's the first episode, and they're expecting people, to go tune into the Vice TV for the second episode. So, of course, once again, we'll be reviewing those, and then Evan and Jason from Dark Side of the Ring, the producers of that particular show, will be joining us again sometime this week or next. We haven't nailed down. There's sort of a kink thrown into our original plans. So they're going to be joining us here on the show sometime in the next week or two. So that's very exciting to talk to them again. And yeah, because all the episodes, all the topics, I believe, have been revealed, Larson.
I believe so.
They have, in fact, confirmed that XPW is on the agenda. I am looking forward to that, and FMW is on the agenda as well.
I
That's
know.
really exciting.
I can't wait. It's going to be great.
It is going to be great. I guess we'll start here. There was a lot of wrestling this weekend. There was a GCW show. There was Wrestling Dontaku, night one, anyways. Mm-hmm. And then also there was our favorite promotion, AAA's Rey de Reyes. Unfortunately, we couldn't watch it. Well, we could.
Yeah.
Like, technically, it was airing on a place on the internet that you could find it. Oh, no. What was it? Why did your pen just come flying out of your hand?
It just did.
But I found out about that too late. There was no, from what I understand, legal way to watch it here in the Estados Unidos. But there is a pretty massive development.
Yes.
Coming out of it. What happened?
Yes. So Andrade, of course, released by WWE a little while back, made a surprise appearance at AAA's Rey de Reyes this weekend via a video promo, and stated that he had two goals in AAA. One, to face Psycho Clown. But first, he wanted to take the Mega Championship off the current champion, Kenny Omega, and then he issued a challenge to Kenny for that very title at the greatest wrestling show of any year, Triplemania.
The WrestleMania of wrestling, according to
you got that right.
Nerves here, and I agree with that.
Yes, 100%. So Kenny then responded to Andrade's challenge on Twitter, saying, quote, "I'm a busy guy. Give me some time to think about it." So he's pushing, but that's going to happen. That's going to be amazing. I don't know when Triplemania is going to happen. They haven't announced the date yet. I would hope.
Probably August.
That's typically, last year was an outlier because
COVID.
Of COVID.
Yeah.
Traditionally, yes, it's in August. But just given the timeline of things, so we have Impact has not Slammiversary, it's one after that. Bound for Glory, is that the one in August?
Yeah. Yes.
Typically.
Probably.
I
TNA
think.
Bound for Glory 2020. When did it happen last year? I think TNA pretty much stuck to their schedule.
It's August, right?
Last year was October. Bound for Glory was.
Oh, all right. So maybe they have a different one in August. Slammiversary.
So July is Slammiversary, and then I don't know. Maybe they do one in between, like maybe. On the Plus.
So okay. So let's assume we got All Out Labor Day weekend. That's tradition.
Yeah, sure.
And so if the first chip falls in Kenny losing all his titles, that would be Hangman beating him for the belt at All Out. And then if you just lost your camera.
I know.
If you do AAA, if AAA would do Triplemania after, Andrade beat Kenny for the Mega Championship. In October, Moose beats him for the Impact title. I don't know if AAA would alter their schedule to help AEW tell their stories, although they're benefiting from it too. They're having Andrade potentially beat Kenny for that title. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know.
So yeah, I don't know. I've given a little bit of thought to this. I don't know if so for AEW, the first guy to beat Kenny obviously is going to be Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we say that with such certainty. We're usually pretty terrible at predictions, but AEW they have a pretty obvious path for their heavyweight title. We've been able to predict that from day one, from literally day one.
This is like pretty much a gimme. It's got to be a gimme.
And then MJF is going to take it off Hangman. We know this. And then Jericho's going to take it off MJF. We know this. This is going to happen. And then somehow Cody's going to find a way to get it. But yeah, I just don't know if they would have the kind of stroke to dictate, hey, we'll do this, but you're going to be hands off your own titles, AAA and Impact. The thing is, Impact is one thing because Callis is there. Like Callis is sort of overseeing everything. By the way, did you know Scott D'Amore is a member of Bullet Club?
No.
When I was doing Wrestling Channel News this week or the last weekend, I needed a quick picture of Jeff Jarrett and Bullet Club, and Scott D'Amore is right there with him with a Bullet Club shirt on.
That's interesting.
You in the group photo? Isn't that a trip? Anyway, so with Impact, I'm pretty sure hey, Impact, we'll have Kenny win the title. These are our plans. I don't see them dictate. So if I'll put it this way, if AEW's grand plan is nobody gets to touch Kenny until Hangman does, they can't rely on an organization like AAA to comply.
Totally, 100%. Yeah, I know that. I know. And I guess the alternative is if AAA says no, we're not moving Triplemania, it's going down August 14th. I know what day of the week that is. Let's throw that out.
Yeah.
Then would AEW then move the date of All Out so they can tell the story they potentially want to tell?
No, I honestly think that
or they kind of have some sort of wonk ending for the AAA match, so Kenny has a belt and then someone else will take it off him.
I don't know if Tony Khan has to know at this point that plans always have to change and you have to keep things kind of fluid. I don't know if it matters that much that a guy outside of AEW would beat Kenny Omega as long as the finish sort of comply. I mean, for all they could say, hey, okay, well, we want Hangman to be the first guy to beat Kenny, but Hangman could be the guy who is the last. Kenny loses one title. Oh, well, I still have this. He loses another title. Oh, well, I still have this. And Hangman's the guy who puts the final bullet in him. Mm-hmm. You could tell that story too. Now, for AEW, it might not be what they want or as effective. But that might be Hangman might be Kenny's final boss when things go
And
bad.
Also, it could be a situation where, for example, in Impact, they've been pretty clear that the Impact locker room is upset that Kenny has that belt.
Mm-hmm.
They want someone from within the Impact family to carry that Impact title.
Mm-hmm.
And so that could potentially play into whatever finish happens whenever Moose beats Kenny for that title.
Wouldn't that be crazy if it was if all three companies and then you bring... Because here's another thing to consider. Well, we're going to talk about Wrestling Dontaku here in a second. Jay White basically called out Kenny Omega. He said, I'm the real belt collector. And then he looked in the camera and said, if anybody has a problem with that, you know where to find me. I would not be shocked. Would not be shocked if New Japan wanted in on this Kenny Omega action. We know they've wanted the Good Brothers to come and work there, which could potentially happen as well.
Kenny and Kota Ibushi won a match, one-on-one match at Tokyo Dome, essentially.
Yeah.
They said the only way they'd ever do another one-on-one match if it was at a larger venue than they had the one in DDT Pro.
Yeah.
So that would mean something like Madison Square Garden or Tokyo Dome or something like that,
Yeah, dude. So I think there's a lot of different ways this could go to satisfy the story of, the conclusion to Kenny Omega belt collector. Obviously, AEW wants to make a big deal about his fall. And yeah, you and I both agree it's probably going to Hangman Page. But I don't know, man. Maybe Hangman Page ain't going to do it for another year. I mean, dude, September is coming up pretty darn quick.
Pretty quick, yeah.
We just have a summertime and then September's here. And they've got a lot of good stuff going on with this. Maybe they keep it going. I mean, and you still have potentially the NWA title out there. They've got a good relationship seemingly with them. There's a lot of things they could do with this, and a lot of companies on board with it at this point. If you get New Japan like really involved, and you got Impact and AAA, you got a lot of great toys to play with, and a lot of companies are going to benefit from that. So maybe you just extend this out for, as long as you can, and you don't start pulling the trigger on as long as Kenny can meet the commitments that these companies want. And so far he seems game. I don't know, man. Maybe you do all this stuff. Maybe Daniel Bryan takes that title off of Kenny Omega, dude.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Great segue, though. Let's talk Daniel Bryan. During an interview with TV Line, Daniel Bryan talked about the current status of his WB deal and when it may run out. Do you want to read these Daniel Bryan quotes, Steve?
Yeah, sure. I don't have a Daniel Bryan impression because he's just like a normal dude. He says, "It's funny that people gravitate towards the date September. And I think it's because that's when my last contract ended. But it doesn't end in September." And is this note from you or TV Line?
From TV Line.
Okay, this note says, Bryan was tight-lipped about when his contract actually runs out. Continuing on with this quote, "I'm still trying to figure out what that looks like. I had a tag team match on SmackDown last Friday." That was that 40-minute segment they had. "And it was a lot of fun, but my neck was just wrecked. I'm going to be 40 in May, and my daughter likes to get on my shoulders to pick leaves from a Japanese maple in front of our house. And he couldn't do this. And he couldn't do it this time due to the pain." You get to that point where it's like, how long can I do this full time and still be able to do those kind of things with my daughter? What's the right balance between part-time and that sort of thing? It may be that it's just every once in a while when the urge strikes, or maybe like a schedule where it's like 8 months on, these months off. He goes on, "One of the coolest things about wrestling and just being an independent contractor in general is that you can say, well, I really only want to do this amount of work. What that amount of work is, I have no idea yet. I still have to figure it out, but I also need to be respectful of the people who are relying on me to go to work. I have to give them an answer sooner rather than later. I'm trying to figure that out, trying to be responsible as an employee of somebody who's taking care of our family very well, but then also trying to take the time to figure it out." One side note as well, I think over the weekend, he was moved to the alumni section of WE.com. So, of course, they do that in Storyline anyways.
Yeah.
He might, I would imagine at this point, he's probably going to take some time off.
Yeah.
And maybe this is exactly what he's figuring out during that time off.
That could be. And if he takes some time off and he shows up in NXT, which we've seen no indication that's actually going to happen. That's just,
wishful thinking on our part.
Wishful thinking on our part, because there's some great dream matches we'd like to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't know what's next for him. He doesn't seem to know what's next for him. We don't even know when his contract runs out. September had been the date that had been going around, but apparently, according to him, that's not the case. So who knows if it runs out in a week or a month or 3 months? We just don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know.
All interesting stuff. I mean, one thing I just know, Chef Maiku here mentions in the chat on our Twitch, says, "What about the title versus title? Fabi Apache versus Deonna Purrazzo."
Oh yeah, I meant to mention that. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, I think we kind of glossed over a lot of stuff, even Andrade, because we started talking about Kenny all of a sudden. Awesome that he's there. Do we know? Do we have any indication if Andrade is actually signed with AAA, or is he just sort of doing whatever?
No clue. No clue either way.
Yeah. I mean, that also might kind of play into it, although I don't even know Kenny's actual status contractually with AAA.
Oh, so. I'm sure it's a situation where he's obviously contracted with AEW, and AEW is in some sort of partnership with AAA, and they just work out the dates. I would imagine.
Think so? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, you had that great segue about Daniel Bryan, and I just jumped on it.
Oh, it made sense. I did that knowingly too, but then afterwards I realized.
So yes, apologies for
hell of a match that's going to be though.
Yes. So also at Raider Reyes, current Impact Knockout champion Deonna Purrazzo was on commentary during the match. We saw Fabi Apache become the new Reina de Reinas champion.
She's great. She's so great.
She is. And Deonna challenged her to a bout at Triplemania, title for title. Both titles on the line.
That's awesome. That's so great.
So that should be a fantastic bout.
Or why? I don't care how we're watching. We're watching.
We're watching it somewhere.
We're watching it somehow.
We're watching it some fashion, man. We will not be denied Triplemania.
Nope.
Will not.
Nope.
Will not. Before we continue, here's a word from the sponsor of today's show, BetterHelp. Several years ago, while dealing with severe anxiety, I learned the importance of talking to a therapist, but also discovered that it can be extremely difficult to find the right person to talk to. Today, BetterHelp is providing a safe and private online environment where your needs will be assessed and you'll be matched with your own licensed personal therapist.
BetterHelp is not a crisis line, nor is it self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online, all without ever having to sit in another uncomfortable waiting room.
BetterHelp is dedicated to facilitating great therapeutic matches. Send your counselor messages at any time or schedule regular weekly phone or video sessions. And they've made it free and easy to change therapists if needed.
And you don't have to limit yourself to counselors in your area. BetterHelp services are available worldwide, so you can find the expertise you need regardless of location.
We want you to start living a happier life today. As a Going In Raw listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/raw. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health.
Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw. Anyways, Chelsea Green back in the news with some more on Trashbag-gate. What's going on with this, Larson?
So, it seems like Mickie James might not be the only recent released WWE talent who received a box from the company with stuff in a garbage bag. On the debut episode of her podcast, 50 Shades of Green, Chelsea Green reveals that she also got a box of belongings sent in a trash bag inside a box, but the stuff wasn't hers. These transcripts are from WrestlingNews.co. This is what Chelsea had to say. She got the box. Quote, I brought the box straight to the kitchen, and Matt and I opened it because we were curious. Inside of that box was a nice, fresh plastic effing bag full to the brim of shit. Just a bunch of shit.
Just literal?
No, I don't think so.
Real human feces.
She said, she continues, we all got those boxes. Before I tell you the contents of my box and my garbage bag, I just want to make it clear that after talking to all the other females, I believe that every single person who has been released that is a female has received this garbage bag. She goes on, upon further inspection of the trash bag, I start to realize that I'm not really sure what's in this trash bag. I first pulled out some black boots, beautiful black boots, but not my black boots. I then pull out a second pair of black boots. Again, beautiful boots, but not my boots. Here we get to the third item. The third item is the most gorgeous little leather shrug with studs and diamonds and flappy things and pink jewels and all sorts of things. If you knew women's wrestling, you know that the person who wears black leather with pink is always the same person. That is always going to be Natalia. Mm-hmm. She goes on. So I knew right away that the contents of my box were actually Natty's box. I continued to pull out a couple things. A lot of it was Natty's, but I did run into some questionable items, some cute little skirts, some cute little dresses that kind of looked like Lana's or Liv's. There was also a basketball. I don't know who the F is playing basketball at WWE backstage, but someone's getting their hoops in. So the content of my box was, in fact, not mine and many other females.
Who do you think is getting the hoops in?
I mean, there's several wrestlers that
aficionados.
That play basketball.
Oh man.
So yeah.
It's you know. I don't know, man.
I don't know either. Well, then she continues
on. What's worse, this? Or what's his name? Grado talking about old school TNA, right? Drawing him a check.
I mean, that's money, so that's worse. When he hasn't gotten paid for months,
right?
Months.
And it was May, I think, or it was August or something. May, and it was February.
He started February, yeah. Or he said that they would send. You say, "We'll FedEx a check to you tomorrow," and they'd send the FedEx envelope with nothing in the envelope.
With nothing in it, and then they drew a check.
See, that's worse because that's money.
Not drawing up an actual check. They illustrated a check.
Yes. Yes.
Sent it to him. He actually took it to his bank. Oh, I don't even know where I said it. Was just an interview clip on Twitter of Grado talking about his TNA the podcast. I was like, what? Hold on. They did what? They drew it. They drew a check. Took it down to the bank. God damn.
I guess you got to give it a try if you haven't been paid in months. You know?
Yeah. Because here's the thing: not everybody's, maybe if somebody draws a check and they sign it, it's like a legal document.
Yeah, I don't know.
They drew it.
Anyways, you want to talk wrestling Dontaku, Steve?
Yeah, man. I skimmed through a bunch of it and then watched the last 2 matches. I felt so bad. The opening match, Bullet Club. But it's like, that Bullet Club. It's weird. I don't know why Ishimori has to be in these matches because, like, that guy should be a contender for the juniors title every time out. Oh,
instead of kind of being part of the B team here?
Yeah, right? So it was Ishimori, Yujiro, the Tokyo Pimp, Evil. Wasn't it like this?
This time last year.
Wasn't he this time last year? Wasn't he champion?
He had double belts. Yeah, he was double champion.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And he has got out of a King of Pro Wrestling match
that he lost
not that long ago. He lost Yano.
That he lost.
Lost.
And Dick Togo, the spoiler. Like, that's a dude who brings you to the ring, not in matches. And then they're taking on Yano, Tiger Mask, Tenzan, and Master Wado. And
I will say they gave all these undercard tag matches plenty of room to breathe.
Yeah.
They gave him time. They wasn't a situation where it was like, here's an 8-minute match. Because like the LIJ United Empire one was pretty fun. Mm-hmm. That was a pretty fun bout.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, this was like 15 minutes long. Ishimori pins Tiger Mask after Bloody Cross.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fun enough match. Next, Suzuki-gun. I believe it was Minoru Suzuki, Desperado, and Kanemaru taking on Okada and Yo and Sho.
Yeah, this is Okada's first match in, I think, a month or so. He went away for a little while.
Got a bad back or had a bad back. I don't know if he...
I don't know what a month.
I'd assume if he's out for a month, he got some treatment on there. He's got a match against Ospreay here in 4 weeks.
Oh, gosh. Is that Grand Slam?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be a good one.
Well, Ospreay or Shingo, whoever wins the title at night 2 of Dontaku.
It's going to be Ospreay.
Ospreay, I know.
All the confidence.
That match was going to be great.
By the way, where's that new title of yours, man? Can we just see it? We saw it. Okay, if you want to see it.
It's right back there. You can see a little bit of it. I should have.
It's like a little sliver, man. You couldn't just bring it.
Back there, though.
You have a shelf next to you. I can see that. You can't just put it in that vicinity.
It's really not a good place, so I put it right here.
I did move my titles, though. I came in the other day. This is a shoot.
You can see your titles just as well as you can see mine. You can barely see them in the background there.
Number 1, stop yelling at me. Number 2,
I came in. Me of doing stuff, and you're doing the same thing.
I came in the other night, dude, and this was so heavy with titles that it literally had fallen down, and titles had spilled everywhere.
Oh, gosh.
I was slipping on them. They've fallen on me. And so I was like, I'll put him back there. You can see him back. There's Big Red. Right there.
Yeah. Now that you pointed out, I can make it out. It could just been the background of your wall. It just kind of
paying homage to you, to the original Ultimo.
All right. I don't want to hear any more guff from you about it then.
So
not a word.
Instagram Steven Larson. You can see Larson's picture with the new our IWGP title.
Yeah, they did a good job on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder what his voice is going to sound like because all these titles talk to me, Larson. So yeah, that's
I don't anticipate you getting your hands on it anytime soon. Anyways, Yo picked up the win for his team, pinning Kanemaru after like a butterfly twisting neck breaker type deal. Next, LIJ versus United Empire. This was a lot of fun. This Shingo Ospreay match at night 2 of Dontaku is going to be great. With all the interactions they had in this match. I mean, all the matches they have are great.
Oh yeah. When is that? Is that tonight? No, it's the 5th, I think.
5th.
I think.
So tomorrow night. It'd be tomorrow night then.
Yeah.
So Sonata rolls up Hinare to get the win here. Afterwards, Shingo and Ospreay, they talk some crap. They escape each other's finishers. And then Ospreay runs out of the ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next, we had Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tonga Loa. I believe if Zack Sabre Jr. won this match, he and Taichi would get another tag title opportunity. The Dangerous Techers. Mm-hmm. Sabre does get the win, rolling up Tonga Loa. So I'm guessing it'd be in a couple nights. They'll get their tag title shot there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Taichi will have the benefit potentially of the Iron Fingers because next he faced off against Tama Tonga in a ladder match.
Boy, oh boy. There were some spots in this. Those ladders are like made of like aluminum foil.
They seem pretty flimsy.
It's like they just took them off their meatloaf out of the oven and said, "Hey, let's get some of that foil right there to turn into ladder."
Yeah,
that power bomb that what's the name Doki took to the outside on top of a ladder. The ladder might have,
Ouch.
I think the ladder made things worse because it just like stabbed him and it crumbled like it was nothing. Didn't break his fall.
No, and for the last third of the match, he was just laying ringside. He was out of it.
Yeah, that was probably
maybe legitimately because that was rough.
Horrible.
He got folded up with that powerbomb. Folded up. It was bad. So about halfway through, Jado tapes Taichi to the guardrail ringside. Tama Tonga starts climbing. Zack Sabre Jr. runs out, pushes the ladder over, untapes Taichi. Tonga Loa then comes out after that, and that leads to the powerbomb that saw Doki go through that ladder that was set up between the apron and the barricade. In the end, though, this basically turns into like Gorilla's Destiny versus Dangerous Tekkers at a certain point.
Yeah,
it really does.
So I was skimming through this, and I was like, okay, well, Tonga Loa had that first match. Then I was watching this, and I was like, is Tonga Loa doing double duty in it? Why is he all over this match? What is going on here?
It's a ladder match, no DQ, so you can't.
Right.
So towards the finish, Tama Tonga sets up a table next to the ladder in the ring. He and Taichi are brawling up at the top of the ladder. He looks for a gun stun off the ladder. He goes for it. Taichi blocks, holds on the ladder. Tama just tumbles down, falls through the table, and Taichi grabs the iron fingers. So I guess he is now in sole possession of the iron fingers, and it'll be pretty interesting to see if they come into play, which they will in some capacity at the tag title shot whenever Dangerous Tekkers gets their opportunity.
Do you think Gorillas of Destiny are gonna pull like a Tenzan and just ignore the consequences of this match? Like if that claw comes into effect during that tag match,
they'll just steal it back.
They're just gonna steal it back. It's going to stop them from just taking it. No consequences.
Maybe the distraction of trying to get it back is what's going to cost them to lose those tag titles.
Could be.
The allure of the iron fingers. Anyways, main event.
The ring.
If you value the comfort and well-being of your knees, don't watch this match. Dude. Jay White versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. It was just, imagine a Kota Ibushi Naito match.
Yeah.
Where they just drop each other on their neck all the time.
But, yeah.
Instead for legs, and that's what
knees.
This is. It's just Jay White going after Tanahashi's knees, vice versa. It was fun, especially towards the end there where Tanahashi was like, I can't get up anymore. These are shot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
These were shot. And
you could definitely feel it. Yeah.
And yet he somehow manages to get that top rope and hits a high fly flow on Jay White's knee. And then locks in a clover leaf. And so Gato gets on the apron. He's distracting Red Shoes. And while that's happening, Jay is tapping.
Yeah.
He is tapping out.
Yeah.
But Tanahashi, not getting the win because Red Shoes is distracted, releases the hold, hits the dragon screw on Gato, turns around, looks for another clover leaf. Jay rolls him up, only gets a 2. Jay goes for a backslide with the feet on the ropes, gets 2. And there's this great sequence where there's a couple of reversals. Tanahashi is going for a dragon suplex. Jay White's just trying to reach out to grab the rope. Can't quite get there and just reverses it into a Blade Runner to get the win.
Yeah. I really wish, I texted this to you, I really wish Jay would have found a way to hit Blade Runner on Tana's legs.
That would have been a hell of an ending.
Because when he hit High Fly Flow on Jay's knee, I'm like, I love that there is an element of stupidity even in New Japan, because that just doesn't make any sense. But it's awesome. It's great. He hit High Fly Flow on his legs, and that's supposed to hurt Jay White. That's supposed to do damage to his legs. So I'm like, man, find a way to do Blade Runner, which I have no idea how you'd even do that.
You have to hold him upside down or something, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
I did like the dragon screw leg whip counter into Blade Runner attempt, though. I thought that was really smooth and really cool. But yeah, Jay had a really terrific promo afterwards as well. Said, and this made me think that, are they going to do some sort of weird career match? Because he was saying, I made you tap out, I made you quit. Now you just need to walk away and you do need to quit. But then he started talking about belt collecting, and he looked in the camera and said, if anybody doesn't believe me, come challenge me. So I don't know, man. Maybe we'll see, maybe New Japan will test the waters with Kenny Omega in the Never Championship at Dominion or something.
I mean, they're really trying to elevate that belt, so
that's a way to do it. I mean, that's a main event right there for the Never Championship. That's a main event match right there.
Mm-hmm. True. Let's talk Raw tonight. 3 matches announced. First, WWE Champion Bobby Lashley to compete against either Drew McIntyre or Braun Strowman this Monday night.
What is that even? Which one is it?
Don't know.
Are they just being open with the fact that right now Vince is considering either of these matches? They're like, yeah, there's a pitch in for Vince for Raw. He's either going to take on Drew McIntyre or Braun Strowman. We don't really know who. After that, Raw Tag Team Champions. Haven't seen these guys since WrestleMania. AJ Styles and Omos. They're going to defend against the New Day in, yes, a WrestleMania rematch on Raw.
And
I wonder if did we hear something about Omos being injured or something?
Somebody wasn't cleared. I didn't know who it was.
I wonder if they need to drop these titles to the New Day because he isn't cleared. I hope not. I hope that's not the case.
Knows?
You don't need to. He doesn't have to do anything. He just stands there. They just have somebody run into him, and then he can punch somebody.
Yeah. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler to put the WWE Women's Tag Titles on the line against Lana and Naomi.
That'll be decent, maybe. Anyways, you know what else is decent? Answering some questions from our awesome friendos. We have a thread up on the Twitter right now. If you would like your question answered and you're in our Twitch chat, that's probably the best way to do it. Hop right over here to the Going In Raw Twitter account and then click on the notifications.
Yes.
Oh, man, perfect. Here we go. Mr. Triplemania. He says, is your level of anticipation for Triplemania more or less than it was for WrestleMania 37 weekend?
Way more.
Way more, but there's a qualifier. I need to know that I can watch it.
There's always a way.
Where there's a will and illegal internet connections, there's a way. I'm not going to let some pesky lawsuit get in the way of my enjoyment of Triplemania.
Patrick Sparks, if you were to make a playlist of music and you can only ask 5 wrestlers to help put that playlist together based on their look, who would you pick and why?
Solely on their look. It'd be Brock Lesnar because he seemingly knows music. He had the thing. What do you call that? Ghetto Blaster.
Boombox.
Boombox. There you go. So it'd be Brock with the boombox. Honky Tonk Man. He's music. Elias.
The thing is, if this is all in kayfabe, Elias is just going to recommend his music. That's the issue.
That's a good point. Obviously, Johnny B. Bad. Because he was a big Little Richard fan, wasn't he? Wasn't he just supposed to be Little Richard?
I think so, basically, yes.
That's so effed up. That is so... Who thought that was a good idea? Oh, wow. And then, finally, I'm going to go with... based on their look. Oh, well, Flash Morgan Webster.
All right. It's good.
That's like the one good answer I had. That's like the one wrestler that actually legitimately is a good one.
I'll say Ruby Riott.
Oh, damn it. What a great answer.
Max Payne. He's come the ring.
Grunge guy. He was a grunge guy.
Shredding on guitar, yeah.
What a great! Those are great answers.
Bugenhagen.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna say Xavier Woods. He's been playing his bass on TV a lot recently.
He might know something, sure.
Yeah. I know this is on Twitter, but the stuff he's been playing along with on Twitter is there's a wide variety of music he's trying to learn how to play, and it's great.
Fair enough.
And
oh man, okay, hold on. I'm gonna ditch one of my answers. Shayna, she always has band shirts, or at least in NXT she did. She always has band shirts, like good bands.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like I'm thinking Darby, but I kind of feel like that answer is a little too close to Ruby Riott. Like I feel like there'd be a lot of crossover in terms of the music.
You'd get it'd be like the Tony Hawk playlist. It'd be like the Tony Hawk.
Pretty much. I'm looking for variety here.
I'm also gonna go back to WCW Raven, or ECW Raven. He had all sorts of like Nirvana and Pearl Jam shirts, I think.
Yeah. Along with all his Sandman shirts.
I mean,
not the wrestler Sandman, the comic book Sandman.
That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. All right. The Wrestle Dude. Pick one member of AEW of the AEW roster that doesn't have an action figure and design it. Pick the gear and accessories. It's Britt Baker. Have the Britt Baker figure, but have her in wrestle gear. Also, DMD gear.
Was that
dentist gear?
Was that 2-pack? With her and Cody? Was that a real thing? Weren't they
I don't know.
weren't they doing
I don't think
like
she actually has an action figure out currently. There might be one planned. I don't think she has one out right now.
I think you're probably right about that.
But I could be wrong.
That doesn't have an action figure and design it.
Otherwise, it'd be cool. It'd be the Butcher and the Blade. You get their old ring gear, and then like what they wear now.
Yeah,
that could be cool.
I'm gonna go with. Okay. I know what I'd do. I would do this. Do you remember? I saw this on Twitter the other day. I forgot who it was. Somebody just sort of mentioned it. Remember that great WCW 2-pack? It was the Giant and that little Rey Mysterio that was only used to be thrown around by the Giant.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be Brody Lee and John Silver. And there'd be papers too. So he could throw his papers at him. That's a good idea. They should make a. Why haven't they done a Brody Lee action figure yet?
That's a good question. Oh man, Mike Lucas has a great answer for Patrick Sparks' question. Cool, Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh yeah, well yeah, Metallica and Joy Division. Those are the ones we know of. Sure. Yeah. Great answer.
Nick, hypothetically speaking, if WWE were to open their doors to other promotions, which companies would you love to see them get involved with? All of them.
Yeah, like MLW is a great start. I think that'd be awesome. Aside from them, I would say let Josh Barnett take over Raw Underground.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, it's basically a Bloodsport ripoff, anyways.
Yeah, no, just like totally not even close to being as interesting as Bloodsport, though.
Right? Yeah.
The Wild Dude. If you both could have a WrestleMania and Takeover happen in a major city where neither of you have been,
where neither have ever been.
Neither have ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Aside from Sacramento, because that'd be no fun.
Right.
Where would you want it to be?
Rancho Cordova. I'm joking.
Davis.
Rio Linda. I mean, dude, we always get people asking for London. So I would say London because there's so many UK fans.
There's been a takeover in the United Kingdom. Remember the one where
like
Finn came dressed as the demon Jack the Ripper?
Yeah.
Don't remember if that was in London or not, but there was a takeover in the United Kingdom.
All right. Fair enough. We're looking at WrestleMania and Takeover. Okay. I'm gonna say.
I mean, for convenience sake, I know Wild Dude said not Sacramento, but if it was in the Bay Area, not San Jose, because there's been WrestleMania in San Jose.
Has there been
Oakland or San Francisco?
Have they done Mania in Vegas?
Yeah, WrestleMania 9.
Okay. Oh yeah, duh, of course.
About Portland.
How about
no, they've had a takeover in Portland.
Barstow
del Taco. That's where Mania will happen.
Yeah. Denver? There's never been one in Denver? Memphis.
That'd be interesting.
Murder, Tennessee.
There you go.
Bodies, Tennessee.
Just like most of the major cities I can think of have had a Mania.
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah, right.
Philadelphia had a WrestleMania? They had to have. But they've had a takeover anyway, so.
Yeah, they have.
What about DC? They haven't done Mania in DC, I don't think. I don't think they've done a takeover
familiar.
Either. Washington, DC. But Travis LA, if you could see one match in heaven but be able to come back to Earth afterwards, what match would you see? Travis's choice would be Eddie Guerrero versus Owen Hart.
Well, it'd clearly be Macho Man and
Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, probably Eddie. Yeah, Macho Man versus Eddie Guerrero, or Macho Man versus, I don't know, like Walter. That'd be cool. Macho Man versus Sam Gradwell.
Matthew Flanagan. I've been watching wrestling for over 30 years. After the last releases, had to take a break. Too much negative stuff from the Twitch restrictions, seeing wrestlers wasted and so much more. How often do you guys wish you could just stop with the WWE stuff?
Not really.
I mean, there's been times where WWE has done something or Vince has done something that upsets me or irritates me to a degree where I'm like, they make it really tough to support the company, corporation of WWE.
That's true.
And I just always have to remind myself, you have to make the delineation in your mind. You have to play some measure of mental gymnastics to a degree, where you say, all right, I am watching this product, not so much to support the corporation, to support the wrestlers who are wrestling for that corporation, because the wrestlers that are working for WWE today are outstanding. So much outstanding talent that deserves, I feel like, my support. That's just how I have to approach it.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't, I don't know. Nothing they've really done. I mean, like, when Raw is in such a prolonged creative stretch, like the Twitch stuff, it sucks, but I understand. Like this is not something that I appreciate from a business, but I understand it. Like, I get the Twitch stuff, and really it only affected a small handful of people. So it didn't really bother me that much. I mean, the bottom, that's, I don't know. It's either going to end up biting WWE in the ass because people are going to have a negative perception of working there, or people aren't going to care and they're still going to sign up. That's sort of their business as well. So I'm not going to be mad on behalf of them. That's their stuff. The bigger thing for me is their creative any good? And SmackDown's creative and NXT's creative is consistently entertaining by my standards. Raw is not. That, more than anything, makes me want to stop watching Raw. So if I didn't do this as a job, I think you've said it before, you'd probably give it a chance every week, see how long that takes you. And if it sucks, I'm not sure I'd give it another chance the week after, but maybe the week after that, I'll see, is it any better this week from not doing anything else?
It'd probably be a situation where I record it and then just skim through it. If anything interesting happens, I'll watch it otherwise.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you probably realize that you'd probably just watch AEW.
Yeah, I just watch AEW. Dale and Dula, recently you purchased a mini fridge for your recording room. It does a great job of keeping your drinks chilled, but unfortunately, it seems to be cursed, and everyone else who touches it mysteriously falls ill.
Oh, wow.
What wrestler do you ask to remove the curse on your fridge?
Like the Boogeyman, I guess? I mean, it's a curse. I feel like, didn't that guy deal with, like, I don't know, curses and stuff like that? Witchcraft? Isla Dawn. Oh, it's Isla Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
Dawn. She's an actual witch. Like, she deals with curses and stuff.
That's a good answer. Gareth, power rank WWE superstars who have wrestled the most matches. So Kane, Randy Orton, Dolph, Big Show, and Natalya. I mean, of those names, Randy Orton's got to be tops.
Yeah, Randy Orton's
most decorated of everybody listed there.
Okay, Big Show or Kane's got to be number 2, right?
Kane's number 2.
Kane is a solid number 2 in your estimation?
I feel like Kane's a solid number 2.
Did you ever beat Hogan?
Kane?
Yeah.
No, but this is power rank WWE superstars.
Oh, okay. So the Giant doesn't count.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Then yeah, Kane's probably number 2.
Then Kane. And then probably Big Show. And then Natalya, then Dolph, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I would probably go with. That's probably what I'd go with. Natalya's kind of underrated.
Yeah. Anthony Tobias, happy Bullet Club Day. What are your favorite Bullet Club moments?
Yeah,
When
they
Cody
brought back
came
Pro
out.
Wrestling Tees. Brought a bunch.
You see that Adam Cole one, man?
Oh, I didn't see the Adam Cole one.
Yeah, it's great.
Ooh.
It's great.
Oh, I
I'm
might have to
tempted.
get that one.
Tempted.
Bye, 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 bye.
Favorite Bullet Club moments is when Cody came out for his match at Wrestle Kingdom with the tiniest little Bullet Club logos on his boots.
It's like he found a sticker on the floor and just put it on his boot real quick.
Yeah, because someone in the last minute said, "Oh, in your contract, your Bullet Club, you got to have some sort of Bullet Club logo on you."
Speaking of Adam Cole, my favorite Bullet Club moment is that one match that he did. What was that show again?
It was Honor Rising.
And it was a tag match, him and Kenny
Yeah,
against
the whole time he was just Adam
the
Cole,
entire
Adam
time.
Cole, baby.
Every
That was
like
so much fun.
a minute, 30 seconds wouldn't go by without him doing the Adam Cole Bebe thing.
That was great.
There was nobody ever happier to be a part of Bullet Club than Adam Cole, and there was nobody who viewed it as more of a business opportunity than Cody.
Coach John Pliskin, how likely will Kenny Omega win the IWGP United States Championship off of Mox? So Mox has his title defense in, what, a couple of weeks?
Wow.
Wow, a week from Wednesday against Yuji Nagata.
Is that the route they're going to go? I
mean,
hadn't even
it's
thought about
possible.
it. Oddly, I hadn't even thought about that. I was thinking he's
Possibly.
going to
Maybe
go.
maybe they'll do a title for title thing at Double or Nothing.
That could be. That'd
That'd be something else.
Wow.
That would be something else.
There's a lot of moving parts, man. Jay White's out there talking about it being a belt collector. He might want that U.S. title as well.
Yep. NJWP, the tribal chief comes to you and demands his own custom Universal Championship as he doesn't want to carry a WWE title copy anymore. What do you present to him?
Oh, we haven't talked since SmackDown. What do you think of his new music?
Oh, I thought it was pretty fitting of his character.
I don't watch.
I mean,
show.
it's a pretty a pretty
I watch
massive,
the intro whenever Enforcer's on. I watch the intro to see if I'm mentioned, and then I'm like, okay, who cares? Anyways, I'm sorry.
It's got the gravitas necessary for that character.
Yeah,
It's such a huge departure from the Shield theme. It's going to take a little while to get used to, but it's not bad.
I dug it. I thought gravitas. That's the perfect word for it. I thought that I thought it was pretty catchy, and it was also pretty heavy. I liked it. Anyway, so we have to.
It's just kind of strange. Sorry to be interrupted. It's kind of strange they didn't debut it at Mania, but I guess maybe it just wasn't ready then. Like Mania would have been the perfect time to do it, but
Yeah, dude, I almost kind of feel like a Daniel Bryan's career on the line match should have been a Mania match to itself. Like Edge got stacked, whereas I think that match, like Roman beat Daniel Bryan clean. Like that probably should have been the Mania match. But yeah, so we're supposed to design a title for Roman.
yeah.
And
So the plate is stack. The main center plate is the stack. The little
it's
illustration they have on that shirt.
yeah, but
That's what's on the main plate. It's just
Yeah.
him stacking Daniel Bryan and Edge.
that's good. I
The
might go.
WWE logo
Yeah,
is that.
yeah, and then every time he beats somebody else, they add him to the stack. Yeah,
That's good.
that's really
That's
good.
good.
That's excellent.
That's more than excellent. It's the best. Will Combs, assuming Blood and Guts will be a recurring thing in AEW, what other teams would you like to see face off in Blood and Guts?
Oh,
Also, what other gimmick stipulation matches do you want to see AEW revive? That's Chamber of Horrors. That's what we need.
Chamber of Horrors, Factory versus Nightmare Family, of course.
Good.
Blood
Good.
and Guts,
Of course.
should be Blood
Blood
and
and
Guts.
Should be Blood.
Because every time a go-go punches somebody in the guts, they should vomit blood. I know, my camera went out. Yeah.
Greg Morris, if the Brawl for All was done again, who do you see having a Bart Gunn run in the tournament?
Anthony Ogogo. They should just go ahead and take Brawl for All. What would they rename Brawl for All since they don't have the trademark to it? We all brawl. We all brawl.
All for the Brawl.
All for the brawl. There you go.
Or just have it at a pay-per-view and call it Fall Brawl.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Fall Brawl for All.
Wow, that's a
That's
mouthful.
terrible. Fall Brawl for All.
Anthony Matthews, with recent WWE releases, I certainly don't want to see anyone fired, but quality talent gets canned while David Otunga's still employed. He's been on TV 5 times in 5 years. What's the deal?
Otunga's still employed. Well, I mean, if Otunga's an employee, I doubt he's like on payroll. Like, I doubt he's getting that much. I don't think he'd be much of an income suck for the WWE at this point. While you're looking that up, thank you, Alex C., for your gifting of subs. We'll read those names when we're done with the podcast today. Night by Night claims that Otunga is not employed, as does Stu's OM. So I don't know if that's actually true.
I don't know. I mean, last we saw him, I think he was on commentary.
I mean, they might bring him in for panels every once in a while, but I kind of doubt that he's like getting paid weekly to do nothing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Would like to know more information on that one.
Let's see what his Twitter bio says. Oh, that's Instagram. I just did a search on him, and I thought it said Twitter, but it was Instagram.
We'll end with this one. Wayne Scoggins asks, does wrestling ever affect your relationship with your significant others? I mean, sometimes I'd rather go out with my wife on a Friday night, but SmackDown's on. Although usually I just call the enforcer. I have no problem calling, hey, enforcer, I want to not do this. You want to do this? And he was like, yeah. So, no, it's actually kind of enhanced, I think, our relationship because I get to be home doing this stuff instead of having like a regular job. So, yeah, things are pretty good. What about for you?
Yeah, I think just, in terms of scheduling stuff for the family, especially on weekends where pay-per-views are happening, and just adjusting plans as necessary because accommodate the pay-per-view schedule. That's kind of the only, like during the week, it's not a huge deal. I mean, like I would, in a lot of respects, it'd be cool if I could spend more time, if I could sit down and have dinner with the family more often, because right now it's pretty much just Tuesdays, but, considering the alternative of working a 9 to 5, where I'd probably have to stumble in the door, exhausted from a day's work out in the office, sit down at dinner and just be, exhausted.
A miserable bastard.
Tell
me about your day, kids. I don't care anymore.
Sipping whiskey straight from the bottle. Yeah,
you're smoking cigarettes at the dinner table.
It's like an episode of Mad Men.
Exactly. Night by Night has a good point here. He says it does for Steve because he shows her death matches. That's right. I might show my mom Samoa Joe versus Necro Butcher. Do you think that's a cool idea for my channel for Friendoville?
Well,
hey, are we going to do that review together for Friendoville? The Lakers docu-series? It's not a docu-series, it's like a narrative series, but
the one about Showtime?
Showtime, yeah, that one.
Yeah, I guess when it happens, we can talk about it.
That's going to be good. Anyways, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Twitch chat, stick around. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Help support Going In Raw today by becoming a Friendo Club TV member. You'll get access to new bonus episodes every week, including Friendo Club Arcade, Live Power Rank, Vintage 10 for the Wins, and Ask Steven Larson. Get access to Friendo Club TV today by becoming a $5 and up patron at patreon.com/Steven Larson, by throwing us a sub at twitch.tv/Steven Larson, or by clicking join at youtube.com/Steven Larson.